Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order. Welcome to the third part of this HPANWO TV film on Steven Greer's briefing. Now, to tell you the truth, I do respect Greer. I have a lot of admiration for him, and I think deep down he means well. He's, you know, he seems to be have genuine motivations. He did an awful lot to sort of get me interested in this subject when I first started looking at it a couple of years ago. The problem is, I think I've gone off him a bit, and the reason I've gone off him is that he has become, well, to use a good old-fashioned expression, he's starting to get up his own arse a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's very clear that he enjoys the celebrity lifestyle. He's fond of flashing camera bulbs and TV cameras and dressing up and makeup and sitting in a studio. And you know, people fawning around him and that. That seems, you know, he's manifestly enjoying that aspect of his work, and I'm worried about that because I think someone who's too fond of that kind of aspect of their work is open to corruption. It makes them vulnerable. Now, corruption is a terrible thing because it can happen to anyone, and everyone thinks they're immune. Everyone, you know, but everyone, the most genuine and heartfelt person, can be struck down with it, and you won't even know it's happening. Your mind will put a block of denial around it, and everyone, absolutely everyone, is at risk from this. But people who get involved in the limelight too much are particularly vulnerable, and I'm afraid I see that with Greer. The fact that he's involved with David Rockefeller really should set off alarm bells in our mind. This man is Illuminati through and through. I mean, for more information on Rockefeller, you know, look at Aaron Russo's interview with Alex Jones. You know, that will give you tell you a bit more about what the Rockefeller family are up to. Really, it shows he's enormously naive. Greer is if he's involved with this man. I mean, I'd say the same for Stephen Bassett, who I saw live in Liverpool a few months ago. You cannot expect, you cannot have a disclosure project and get these guys involved. You might as well get a shark to run a swimming pool. You know, it's crazy. Like as I say, corruption is used all the time, and it's. I mean, another guy you should look at is John Perkins, in his Confessions of an Economics Hitman, his book and his radio interviews and stuff. I mean, he's a guy, he talks about this too, and it's tried and tested techniques used by espionage, and that is bribery, blackmail, corruption, seduction by trained women, things like that. I mean, you know the story, right? Greer will be, one day he's a country doctor in North Carolina, the next day David Rockefeller invites him out for dinner. They go to some posh restaurant somewhere, you know, really grand, where the aperitif costs 50 quid, you know, the kind of thing I mean. He's sitting there in his smart suit and tie and his dicky bow. And coincidentally, someone comes to join them at the table and sits opposite Greer, and it's this beautiful girl. And they get talking and everything, and she seduces him. He goes, you know, he wakes up in the morning, he goes over to his bedroom window, opens the curtains, looks down, and sees that his rusty old Mini Cooper that he used to drive has been replaced by a Porsche. And he goes on from there. Really, I urge everyone not to get involved with that kind of thing. You know, I really do, because it could happen to anyone, and I don't want to see that happen to Greer. If it already has, but I don't want to see that happen to other people. Now, what Greer said about free energy was true. Okay, I agree with him on that. I think there may be more to the UFO cover-up than that. There's also, you know, there's other aspects. I mean, I'm not going to go into the free energy stuff because I discussed that when Frycraft, my film Frycraft, if you look at my list of movies. But there's the cultural aspect. The fact that what would happen to us psychologically on a vast scale in terms of human culture if it was accepted. I mean, a lot of people believe this, but to have it officially sanctioned that this little Earth is not just one little speck of green life in this vast infinite void of nothingness. We're not this little oasis sitting in this infinite cosmic desert of death. You know, there's nothing out there but rocks and gases and atoms and radiation. No. A lot of people believe there's life out there, but have it officially sanctioned. You know, not to have any denial. You know, to comfort denial, I call it. You know, we don't have this comfort denial from the authorities anymore. Now that would have an enormous effect. I mean, Nick Pope has actually put it very well in his speech. You know, we would stop seeing ourselves as British, Americans, Iraqi, Israeli, Russian. We'd start seeing ourselves as humans from Earth. Now, how the hell are we going to fight their wars, eh? How the hell will we continue to fight wars, eh? If we have that attitude. And one thing the Illuminati can't stand is us stopping fighting wars. And they will not tolerate it. Greer says a lot of other things that really I don't agree with. Now he's had some very, very positive contact with extraterrestrial intelligences, where he's very enlightened beings have contacted him and joined with him in the spiritual kind of mind. You know, but to say that all aliens are like that is completely wrong. Aliens are not all good. But aliens are not all bad either. And I think it's funny how people who have contact with aliens always extrapolate their own experience onto the entire alien cosmos, which I think is a terrible mistake, because look how many different, look at people on Earth. It's just one little planet, one species. We're motivated and driven by so many different forces. And you have good people, you have bad people, you have greedy people, you have selfish people, you have altruistic and helpful people, you know, and loving people. I mean, how anyone can assume that all aliens are the same, I don't know. Aliens are good and aliens are bad. There's good ones, there's bad ones. You know, some people have contact with the good ones, some people have contact with the bad ones. Now, alien abduction. And I'm bracing myself for an awful lot of rude comments on this, using words like gullible, which I've had before. All right. Alien abduction, there are real extraterrestrial alien abductions. It's true that my labs occur. Okay, military abductions, the stagecraft that Steven Greer talks about, the use of drugs, the use of PLFs, the use of you know, things like that. That is real. It does happen, but it cannot possibly account for the entire phenomenon. It cannot possibly account for it. It's a big subject I can't go into completely, but there are many reasons why this is not the case. I mean, firstly, alien abduction is something that has been going on for basically for as long as there have been humans. Humans have been abducted by aliens for as long as we have been humans. It goes back through history. It goes probably in prehistoric times. It was done. There's incidents of people having experiences when they have taken psychoactive drugs. They've had kind of contact experiences, things like that. You know, it's. So I'm afraid Greer, I don't agree with Greer there either. One more thing, why is Greer writing to President Obama about this? He's briefed the President of the United States. As if the President of the United States can do anything about it. You know, I know this is another place where he's gone wrong. He's bought into this idea of the state and the government being the ultimate authority. The President of the United States is called the most powerful man in the world. Rubbish. The President of the United States is not the most powerful man in the world. In fact, he has less power than you and me. Now, I'm sure Barack Obama will read the briefing. He'll smile. He'll stand there. He'll shake Greer's hand, and Greer will smile. The camera bulbs will flash. They'll have dinner together, and Greer will Greer will kiss his ass, and the president will say all the right things. But Obama won't do anything about it. If he was going to do anything about it, he would never have become president. And if he changes his mind, well, I don't think he will change his mind, because that school book depository is looming. And he knows it. So forget Obama. That's it, really. All I'm going to say is, Dr. Steven Greer, I do respect you, but please be careful. And I don't mean to take the piss out of you, okay? All right? Hospital Ports, Pride and Dignity. Stop the New World Order. Thanks for watching HPANWO TV.